was the couple of people that always got a hard time and no one ever kind of did anything about it. Like, everyone just kind of sat back and kept on doing it, and the people obviously said they were going to sort it out and talk to someone, but they never did, and they just went through 5 horrible years of school. It helps coming from us because we're still young. Like, it's good, like, coming from teenagers. That it's good for young people to hear that. We've all been in school and we all see what goes on inside schools in terms of bullying. Everyone's been bullied at some stage. It's never really been sorted out properly, and programs like this help to spread the word about what's going on and what needs to be done. And I think it was a very important one for us to be involved in.
I think it's just, being kids, and it's like to be at school, and there's sometimes there's mean kids at school and whatnot. Like, when you play sport, there's often like a certain level of like banter where, you kind of have fun with each other, but you can't ever let that go too far, sort of thing, because sometimes it is upsetting. I mean, I wasn't actually a very good goalkeeper when I was at school. I think it's just one of them things, really, that, we've all experienced bullying and been around bullying as kids, so it's something we wanted to help out with. Well, I think in any situation it's important to be truthful, so, I mean, that one's quite easy, but being brave, I mean, sometimes, you just need to have the courage to, pluck up to say something, like, even if it's not you who's being bullied, or, even if it is you being bullied, just, gotta have the courage to say something, and if you don't think something's right, you gotta talk about it.
It's such a huge problem that I think so many people just overlook, because it's kind of always been there, and it's always been kind of like an underlying thing that it's almost like, no, the bullies aren't going to say that there's bullying happening, and then so many of the people being bullied are scared to say that they're being bullied. And then, like, even in terms of schools, they don't want to say that they have a bullying problem, so that it's all kind of like a cover-up. It's just important that people talk about it, because it is a problem, and you see how it affects so many people, and it affects them a lot worse than others, and we just kind of want people to realise that it still happens so much, and, it is a problem, and you have to talk about it and kind of work out a way to fix it.
I think, in a way, bullying might be easier with the likes of social networking. You will get some kids who might get bullied who are a bit more feisty and brave, and they can stand up for themselves, whereas there's other people who are quite timid and are less confident. I think in that instance, it'd be good for anyone to, if anyone notices any kind of bullying, that they help someone else out, Every now and then, there can be one individual that you might see on Twitter who is just being really awful to, like, a group of people. And I think these people just go on power trips and just want to have some kind of level of importance. And, you can use it in a positive manner to try and confront those bullies, I suppose, because it's so public, often, people see that one person is being really awful to maybe a group of people, and then other people kind of have their say.
There's always little bits of it that you see and stuff. You felt like when you was at school or whatever that you maybe should have done something about it then, even and said something about it or whatever. But it can be quite difficult, because you're in your social groups and people are friends with certain people, and it's quite upsetting to see. It's not something you can pinpoint as well, because it is online, and people do stuff like that where they say stuff through cyberbullying, and it's not as direct, and it's a bit weird. And how do you go about dealing with that? And who do you speak to about that? So a few times, a few kids would actually speak up and say, that's not on, you shouldn't do that, and that was always nice to see, because it's cool that somebody would be brave and like speak out and say something, because like it does take a lot to do that. Obviously, when it comes to bullying and stuff like that, it's quite an important issue that we wanted to obviously be involved with, because we feel like that, you know, it's quite fresh and we know a bit about it because we've just come out of school ourselves. We just wanted to be involved with something that was good and help some people out that, you know, maybe have a bit of confusion of how to deal with bullying or